Alright guys, welcome back to another Warframe video. In the last video, I did my first playing with Xaku, and my initial thoughts on the surface are she is a very fun frame, and her kit is pretty strong. It's got some interesting synergies in there, and after having played around with her a little bit and running some Zaramon bounties, getting her ranked up, I knew that I wanted to form a slot and swap off Blind Rage to get Transient Fortitude, because I don't mind a little bit of drop in duration, because frankly I've got her up with so much energy that having the efficiency a little better was a decent enough trade-off for me to make her hit harder. But she's got enough energy that, I mean, basically, as soon as you cast the Vast on time and you cast everything else, it pauses the timer on, you know, the countdown timer for the ability cast on everything else. So all you have to do is just, you know, roughly every not quite 20 seconds, just recast the Vast on time to keep the timers fresh. So, you know, 9-second on Grasp of Loke isn't a lot. Zada's Whisper 26.25 is not horrible. Any of these that I found myself not using as much, I'm sure that as I play harder stuff, it'll come more into play. But she worked quite well. And another big boon was the setup I chose gave me a max 8 targets with a Grasp of Loke. So I can really get a pretty nice set of turrets floating around me. So I did make the trade-off to my not quite yet maxed up Transient Fortitude from Blind Rage. That's the only slot I formed that allowed me to keep everything else that I had on here on. I decided to stick with Rolling Guard for, you know, panic button quality of life as needed. But today we are going to pop into some Steel Path just to see how Xaku feels. So let's just jump up over to the board. I honestly don't recall where I last left off on the cycle, so that I'll have to check. I think I was on Jupiter. Nope, we wrapped up Jupiter. We were on Saturn. So for my purposes, for Xaku, I don't think it matters that much. I don't think they're like the best choice for a spy mission. Really probably not the best for defense, but everything else I think should be fair game. Arcwing, that's not going to be the best test. Calypso Sabotage, sure, why not? What is Rhea? Rhea's Interception, Spy, not the best test. I guess I'll just start with Calypso. So we'll start with this Sabotage mission and just jump in and see how Xaku feels. That's my goal here. Interesting frame. As ever, I will start with a little bit of energy casting to start.
The reactor is a complex system. Start by removing the coolant cells.
So I'll just get it up a bit. I'll skip this and then we'll jump in. That's probably good enough to go ahead and move up. I am using the Torrid. Need to find a little bit bigger crowd. Yeah, that'll give us a decent turret there. And I will be curious to see what this void damage does to the acolytes as they pop in. That is one thing I am keen to find out. Well, I am doing this jump up there extraordinarily horribly. Oh, that idiot stole my gun. Those guys are so annoying.
Subject found. Moderate clone run. Initiating reclamation.
Okay. Nope, not there. Yeah, see, so I'm having to cast the Vast on time relatively frequently, but it's not a big deal. because their energy pool is high enough. It's not really having an impact. Get rid of the floor traps. Those are perpetually annoying.
Security measures have locked the coolant cells in place. Destroy them. Coolant cell
Taking a
destroyed.
little damage there, so I'm going to let my shield come back up. Oh, yeah. Make sure we have enough armaments.
Security has locked down the coolant cells. We have no choice but to destroy them. The reactor is going into stasis. Now is your chance to complete this sabotage. Use whatever you can to make sure it never works again. Coolant cell destroyed.
Let's just do it that way. Melt the room. I don't need a coolant right now.
Fuel cell reinserted. When the reactor is restarted, this will trigger a meltdown.
Oh, well, okay, Xaku. I should have hit my panic button there. Oh, that's the Lich. Okay, yeah, I don't need the Lich. Hopefully I can get through this. Yep.
Destroy the fuel injectors.
Well, we're out of energy now. I guess that's okay. Not the end of the world. We'll be out of here in just a minute.
A blast door has blocked your evacuation
Nope.
route. Find a way to open it.
I was trying to drop down the hole when I should have rolled. Got to clear the crowd a bit here. It's getting a little woolly. Okay. Get a little energy cast in the background before I push up. It is getting a little low. Okay. Now I don't know how Xaku's going to do against an acolyte here. Oh, nearly had it. Just too many enemies on the periphery. See, I was going to clear that out before I pushed up, but I guess that's okay. Let's just get to the task at hand so we can actually complete this mission. So, yeah, rolling guard. I got to remember to use that when it looks like it's getting close. Clear the crowd. Good we're going to keep pushing. How many are left? That's fine. I think I can clear this now. I'll have to quickly cast my fort. Yep, about the time I pop out of there, so no problem. We'll push up. We'll just go on and get out of here. Also, do think that I would like to form a one more time to make use of the Exilus slot so that I can make them just a little more mobile. They're not slow, but the parkour velocity is a really, really nice mod in my opinion. You know, I mean, you can make an argument, okay, throw Rush or some other, but I like the parkour velocity. It makes the elements of the movement in this game feel even better than they already do at the base, so that's kind of what I'm thinking. But at any rate, we got through it. That was a little sloppy, but, you know, first test. So we'll probably have to start considering rotating in some of her 3 ability kit into the mix. Killer mobile defense. I guess I could try that. I don't know how well she's going to do on a defend the point. I mean, I do have her hitting harder. She is putting out more damage. You know what? Let's just try it. We don't know if we don't try. Wouldn't be my first frame pick for a defense mission. Dante, Frost. They would for sure be my top 2. And I still think Frost over Dante. Because he can just put, you know, lockdown and just keep people slower than Christmas.
Your enemies have grown fierce. Use all that you have learned.
Every once in a while you get lucky and you'll get a little energy orb in the beginning, but not every time. So we'll get some energy in the till. I'll cut, then we'll move up. All right, guys, we'll be rolling a little over 500 by the time I get moving up this way. So I'll just go ahead and push up.
Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching.
My goal is to just skip everybody real quick until I get down near where it is I'm headed. But we want to clear it now, so let's clear that. I'll grab this again, cast the Vast on time, then we'll push straight up, and I'm ready to try to defend.
Drop me in and defend our position. I'm in, Tenno. This will take a moment.
Keep her cast up. I do rather feel like Sword was a good call for defending the point.
Still working on it. Continue to defend.
Because chaining damage is a thing. And it's a thing that's awesome. Rolling guard. Cast up. Okay, moving. So far so good. And I am also, it would be curious to know how much damage the, you know, evasion actually puts on the table.
We fought with honor.
With their passive.
Get me in and get ready to defend. Marines inbound. I'm in, Tenno. This will take a moment.
Now it's getting a little woolly in there. Rolling Rolling guard.
Still working on it.
Rolling guard.
Continue to defend.
That's a big group. This is a much less easy point to defend than the last one. The way they're pouring in here.
Stay focused. There's a heavy unit
Rolling
approaching.
guard. Rolling guard. More like hopping guard, but hey, either way. Nope, 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 nope. Where's the Jade Light?
Area completed. Move on.
Get out of here. Okay? Keeping her on her feet.
Terminal spotted. Upload me and prepare to defend. I'm in, Tenno. This will take a moment.
For the Lotus.
Okay. Looks like maybe an acolyte's thinking about it. That worked well.
Still working on it. Continue to defend.
Rolling guard. Get off the point. Nope, nope, nope. No, you don't. No, you don't. Rolling guard. Vest on time. Rolling guard.
The odds were against
There it
us,
is.
Tenno, but we did it.
Yeah,
Mission
rolling
complete.
guard, massively, whoops, massively useful mod. Oh, really? Come on. See? Oh, come on. I am spawned in the worst possible place I could be. That stupid thing going by. Had I not bonked my head on that twice in a row, would have made it without going down. That's okay. Grab that while I'm here. I think I heard an Ayaton. I did. Oh, hey, hey. Now, this specific mission I just did was one that I found pretty good luck farming for Ayaton treasures. Far higher than a 50% chance that there is one on that map on Keeler. That was one that I did. Gosh, I don't remember how many videos ago it was. It's been some time. But I mean, I just kept finding them and redoing it and finding them and redoing it and finding them. Not that I have, I still have plenty of mods to max up, but the key ones I've got nearly there. So my endo needs aren't as high as they used to be. What have we knocked out today? Syndicate missions. Okay. So far, Xaku seems to be performing quite well. The rolling guard, I think I'm going to keep on there. That is an excellent quality of life mod. On any frame that doesn't have just the biggest, armor or health and, keep you from having to use a shield recharge mod in a mod slot, which you know, sometimes it's favorable, sometimes it's not. I think in lower level content, yeah, it's a great mod. It works great. But once you get to Steel Path, they're just dumping so much damage so quickly, it loses its luster. Interception, no. Exterminate, sure. Exterminate should be a good test here. So let's grab Telesto next.
Stand by while I analyze the
I'm really, really liking this frame. She feels very, very good. Very cool kit. Making me wonder.
Must be practiced.
Of course, I'd have to farm for another one, but if I subsumed what ability... You know, actually, I think it's Zada's Whisper. I think I've seen that in the list before, which adding extra damage and void damage as a base could make for a pretty interesting consideration for some various builds. Of course, there's always Roar. I mean, that's like the... I guess it feels like the gold standard. But, you know, different builds call for different things. I feel like Zada's Whisper might be another good, strong contender versus Roar if I'm just looking for getting some damage up. Plus, it functions a little bit differently. Anyway, I'm going to get my energy up here. We'll cut, and then we'll move on. All right, guys, I feel like I've gotten that to a reasonably ample point. Got an Ayatin on the ground because the Hound is funny.
Stay focused. There's a heavy unit
Okay.
approaching.
I've got a pretty good selection of armaments here on my little mobile turret that I stole from the Grenier. Okay. Beautiful. Well, they pulled the alarm. Cheeky buggers.
Subject found. Significant trauma. Removing the galleon to assess Kuvalich viability.
We'll pop a little rolling guard right there real quick. Hey, when in doubt, pull the panic button. We're going to skip the Kuvalich. I guess they want me to go the other way, though. Ooh. I mean, I guess I can take them down. They'll still count. Maybe they don't count as an elimination that way. Not really sure. Doesn't matter. Yeah, sometimes the timing on pulling the incarnate form Feels a little janky, like I swear I pulled it. But like if you pull an ability right as you're landing on your feet, it's like you never toggled it into Incarnin. Just an interesting little quirk I've noticed. See if we can get a... And down you go. Let's keep our armaments at the ready. Okay. We're going, guys. Rolling guard. Great. That buys you just enough time. It's a panic button, and it's great, and I really like it. Yo, let's make them friendly. Yeah, not that her 3 is bad in any circumstance, but I do find it particularly useful here in Steel Path. Panic button.
You have broken their ranks.
They locked me out.
Run. Another successful
Where's
mission.
the button?
Find extraction.
I have no idea where the closest button to that door is. Down here somewhere, maybe? No. Aha! On the wall. So yeah, Xaku's feeling really good, and I wouldn't say they're super tanky frame. However, the passive, the chance to dodge, which effectively means damage avoidance, seems to be quite good, and then rolling guard when you need it. I am perfectly happy with this setup that I settled on.
Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching.
It's working much better in Steel Path than I anticipated that it would. Fun frame. And it allows you to play pretty aggressively, like right up in the enemy's face, which is also fun. Yeah, I'm really liking Xaku. She feels like one that I think I might just keep in my regular rotation of frames that I'm going to use a lot. She's really fun. What does that leave? Caracol, how do we get that open? By... I'm not sure what line. I guess it's Pandora, so Titan doesn't connect. So we'll have to do Pandora to get that one open. Spy, Rescue. Rescue is probably no problem. Let's go Anthe. I wonder how Xaku would perform in an Etracell. Probably pretty well. And I'm not even status priming anything. I'm just using base straight Torrid and doing the business. Alright, so I'll get some energy back in the till, guys, then we'll move forward. Alright, guys, we've got it a bit over 500, so one last cast, then we'll be on our merry way. Oh, open some lockers? Yeah, I can do that. It's probably just 1,000.
Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching.
And I think keeping some additional range on was a good call, because it absolutely extends the range that I can steal armaments from the enemies as I'm fighting in here. which is very useful. Clear out that room. Boogie on our way. Get rid of that floor trap. They called an alarm, but they didn't lock me out, so I'll just push up. Whoops. Well, I just lost everything I had. That's not gonna grab. Oh. I guess it did. I didn't think that was gonna grab much in the way of armaments off of the cats. But I guess it gives you something anyway. Panic button. Let's open that locker since we ran across it. Let's open this locker since we ran across it. I think I'll cast a little additional energy in the background here real quick too while I'm at it. Looks like I lost the bulk of my... There we go, we got it back. My turrets. My little mobile turret.
You are approaching the holding area. Careful. If the wardens detect you, they will surely initiate the execution sequence.
Guess we can open this one. Let's just recast before we get in here to touch another one. Not that one. Let's try this one. Not that one, so it's this one.
I knew you would come.
Okay.
Thank you.
And we opened the upstairs door.
The hostage. Escort the prisoner to the extraction point, and I'll take care of the rest.
Okay. Oh, it is the normal way. It was just being a little janky how it was showing it to me.
Watch yourself. Grenier are on the way.
Yeah, I saw that locker down there and I skipped it. And that's fine. We'll grab this one though. Ooh, hey, hey. And we'll grab that one too. That should buy us enough time to get out of here.
Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching.
Yo, I'm guessing they're dropping that fast because of the void damage. That's kind of nutty. Yeah, Xaku.
Lesson.
You are performing so much better than I was anticipating. I had a feeling Xaku would do okay, but I was thinking, I'm going to keep going down a lot. Rolling guard, keep that on. Panic button. You know, you just got to pay attention. Playing Xaku with the setup that I have, at least where I've settled on it for now, it keeps you actively engaged. I'm watching the timer on the 4. I'm trying to be cognizant of if I need to pull the rolling guard panic button. It's a lot more. It's less laid back, but it's really rewarding when you're paying attention and everything's just working how it should. Now, yeah, of course, I am rolling the turret incarnate, so I could see somebody saying, "Yeah, well, you know, you got the turret." I mean, it would be, you know what, just for fun, let's try one more. Let's swap it to the Fellarks. Let's just swap it to the Fellarks and see how that feels. Oh, yeah, for some reason, the Fellarks is up at the very tip top for me. I don't know why that is. Feels a little out of order. But we'll do one more. I think I've been recording a little over 35 minutes maybe. So we're not going to quite wrap up Saturn any way you slice it. We've got Pandora, Caracol, Dione, and Rhea. Which would I want to try? Not Interception. Spy, You know what? Let's just skip to a different planet. Europa. What do I have open on Europa? Invasion? I don't even know. What is Invasion? Oh, it's a mobile defense. Sure. Let's go for mobile defense with the Fellarks with Xaku. Let's try that. I'm curious to see how this thing feels with Zada's Whisper, damage on the Fellarks. I bet it's going to feel pretty decent.
Each enemy is more powerful than before. Only with true mastery of the Tenno arsenal will you succeed.
So yeah, I'll get a little energy back here first, guys. Then we'll move up. All right, little over 500. That feels good enough to me to make a move up. So we're going to do exactly that.
Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching.
Ah, yes, and we're on Corpus. So it's going to feel a little bit different, naturally anyway. Looks like Hound found me an Anthe back here. It's right there. Okay. See if I can just bypass this lot. Might as well grab that while we're standing there. As I keep point blanking my epitaph right at the ground.
Upload me and prepare to defend.
Okay.
I'm in, Tenno. This will take a moment.
Panic button.
Still working on it. Continue to defend.
Yeah, it's not as smooth, obviously, as playing with the Torrid. Yep. Lot trickier, and of course, Corpid with their non-stop shields, so that is a consideration. But I still think I have a decent chance of getting through this.
Location reached. Drop me in and defend our position.
Gonna get a little energy going back up in the background here.
This will take a moment. Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching. Walkers incoming.
Okay.
Still working on it.
Do
Continue
not
to
want to
defend.
get into a bubble. And sadly, I did. Not much I can do about that. Now we're going to have an Acolyte coming in here, I think.
Area completed. Move on.
Ooh, that's getting super woolly in there, guys. All right. Nice job, Hound. Okay. We took down the Acolyte. We managed to stay on our feet. Wasn't as smooth as I was hoping, but we made it. So, and I've only gone down once, so we just got to get through this last one here. Let's do it.
Here is a terminal.
Get in here.
Get me in and get ready to defend. I'm in, Tenno. This will take a moment.
Good news is I'm not expecting another Acolyte between now and the time I get this done. So I just got to keep the enemies off, and we should be in decent shape.
Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching. Still working on it. Continue to defend.
Yeah, the Felark's hits pretty hard with Zada's Whisper affixed to it. Hit our panic button.
The odds were against
All
us,
right,
Tenno, but
and
did
we got it.
Mission complete.
So yeah, does it feel as good as it does playing with the Torrid? No, absolutely not. Did I expect it to? No, absolutely not. But did it work just fine, and did we get through it? Yes. Yes, we did. So I am not remotely mad about the performance and how Xaku feels.
As you conquer the foe, so you conquer yourself.
Okay. So we picked up quite a few arcanes while we were doing that run. Let's just see what we can upgrade. I think it's primarily going to be mods down this way. Secondary Deadhead, yep, that can upgrade. Secondary Merciless, not. I need 6 to get that one upgraded. Dexterity, I can upgrade. So we're getting close on several. This one I just need, it's the Luithorax Plasma, but I hate to use that because I need to craft Varuna. I've got all the parts. It takes more of that very painful to farm crafting material to craft all the parts as well. So yeah, that's another thing I'm still slowly working on in the background, guys. Primary Deadhead, that'll take 4, right? Yep, so not quite yet. All right, so Xaku. Very fun frame, very interesting kit, and it does make me think that I probably want to, you know, let's just double check. I believe it is Zada's Whisper that's in this list. I feel like I read that before, right? So Zada's Whisper, yeah, for sure. So extra damage, yeah. And I feel like that scales with strength. So it kind of makes me wonder if that would be at least a contender for some builds as an alternative to Roar. And it also has a different perk in the background, which I think is related to bypassing shields and resistances, right? Isn't that what it said in the tips? Let's just go back and reread this again real quick. I'll start by just reading the abilities in case it said it here. Nope, that's their passive. That just says void damage, but it doesn't specify anything outside of that. Effective against sentients with the exception of Eidolons. Okay. Void damage status effect creates a field around enemies that absorbs and redirects all projectiles back onto the target. Projectiles are redirected to the specific area on the target where the status effect occurred. Use weapons with high status chance to increase the effect while Zada's Whisper is active. So yeah, that is another interesting perk that in specific circumstances, I could see that being equally as valuable, if maybe even stronger potentially than Roar. Plus it can scale up with strength. Yeah, that could be an interesting one to try out in some different builds, guys. I'd be curious to see what I think. In lieu of, say, throwing Roar onto, which I don't think I've done this yet. Where are you? I know who I'm looking for. Mesa. Did I? Oh! I think I subsumed on a survivability mod. Was it Pillage? I did. I put Pillage on her 1. But what would happen to the regulators if it had Zada's Whisper on it? I threw Rolling Guard on. It kind of makes me wonder. Because Pillage, I'm not saying it didn't work. It's just her shield capacity isn't high enough to really get a ton out of Pillage. It almost also functions like a panic button, but I've got Rolling Guard already. Kind of makes me want to toy around with trying out Zada's Whisper on Mesa Prime, because she's already status procking like crazy with the Peacemakers. Let's go back and look at the regulators is what I meant to say. Oh no, so it's only a 31% chance. But that's still a 1 in 3, and she's rattling off damage so quickly, it truly doesn't matter. Yeah, it does rather make me think. Yeah, and you can see I do still need to form another slot over here. Galvanized Shot is exactly what we need. Sure Shot's not bad, but Galvanized Shot is significantly stronger. Actually, that's taking up... No, I just want to take that off. Can I just hover over? Oh, that's a beautiful thing. That is a beautiful thing. Gosh, I wish I had caught that earlier. Well, better late than never, I suppose. Anyway, so yeah, we're still playing around with Mesa. She is one that I really enjoyed. She just feels really fun, but not to divert my attention from Xaku. So my thoughts on Xaku are extraordinarily favorable. Xaku feels very, very fun to use. She has a really cool kit. And Rolling Guard is the panic button, I think, is the only thing that I, was on the fence about. But after having, especially in Steel Path, taking it for a test drive, when I went down a time or two, that was really my own fault. So this kind of keeps me engaged in everything that's going on at the same time, because I'm constantly watching the timer. I've got to be cognizant of if she's taking too much damage. And, you know, for my money, it's definitely going to be worth getting this maxed. I know that it only gives the invulnerability window an additional 0.3, but those 3 extra rank ups would make it come back a second and a half quicker, which when you're using it for the reason that you put it on, makes a pretty big difference. So yeah, I'm going to have to keep formatting some stuff, which is no problem, but I think it's going to be worth it in the end. So yeah, Xaku, very impressed. This is definitely a frame I'm going to be coming back to in my regular rotation, and I thought she did a great job in Steel Path content, and it's just really fun to use. Yeah, my opinion, works better, it feels better with Torrid than the Felarks, but that was rather to be expected. But I did kind of want to test it because she does kind of play up in the enemy's face pretty aggressively. But yeah, that's my takeaway, guys. I'm a fan of this frame. It's a very fun one, very cool kit, and worked far better than I anticipated in Steel Path. So I'm gonna still keep tweaking some things in the background, and before I end it, I did earlier, before I started recording, look at the helmet just to see what shards I might consider, and they're all going to be crimsons. For me, it would be duration, just quality of life to buy less time in between casts of her 4, and probably also ability strength. So I think maybe 2 Crimson Tau Forged for strength, and, well, maybe 3 for strength, and then 2 for duration, just to get that additional time. If it would get it up to probably between, I guess, 25 and 30, if I threw in an additional 30% on there, which would be nice. Have to cast less often, so let you stay engaged a little bit longer in between casts. You know, obviously strength would make her hit harder, but she's doing just fine. You know, never, at least in my opinion, underestimate the quality of life perks. Sure, it costs some materials to do so, but it's a trade-off I'm willing to make. Oh, and also I did see, you know, by the time this video goes live, it will be weeks and weeks and weeks, but somebody was asking, how do I have so many Archon shards already? And I've already spent quite a few. The answer is I am doing the Netracells every week, all of them, and I've gotten very lucky in that primarily it's been dropping Archon shards in lieu of Exilus adapters, and I've also been making sure to visit Bird 3 to also get that spare additional regular Archon shard. And then I haven't done it yet this week, but I'm also doing the Archon hunts. So with those combined, you've got a guaranteed from an Archon hunt, you've got a guaranteed from the bird, and a chance of up to 5. So up to 7 per week just doing that. And yes, I know there's that harder thing from Lloyd that you can do to also get shards. I haven't done it yet because I'm still missing a boatload of the equipment. So that looks to me to be like the most truly in-game content in the game. And until I have all the armaments, I've gotten far more comfortable and even have used and ranked up all the frames yet. I don't think it's really worth me considering doing those. I forget the name of them, but it's the thing in the Sanctum Anatomica, if you talk to Necroloid, that is, I mean, it kind of looks like it functions maybe a bit like Netracells, but maybe it's not Netracells, but it's way, way harder. So it, like, you have less energy. You can't go down without, you know, the team reviving you and earning them, and you only have X amount while you're playing. And that's another thing. Like, I'm not at the point in the game yet where I would want to be playing something that high end and be a detriment to the team and cause them to wipe, because I'm just not ready for it yet. But that's the other thing I know you could do for Archon shards. But that's it. That's my process. Netracells, Archon hunt, and grabbing the extra run from Bird 3 that costs 30,000 rep to do. So I'm normally keeping my rep with the Kavia up, my standing up, just by running the Netracells every week. If you run all 5, you'll be just shy, so you'll have to run 1 additional bounty. But you do that, you can always pick up that extra shard for free. I mean, I'm assuming most people know that, but since somebody asked, that's my process, that's the how, and that's the why. Anyway, guys, that is going to do it for today. Really, really fun getting to jump into Steel Path with Xaku. I am very impressed, and looking forward to trying them out again as I continue working my way through the game. Regardless, guys, that is going to do it for today's video. As always, I do sincerely appreciate you checking in, and we will catch you on the next one.